Warning. The actions executed in this video were done by trained professionals. Without the proper gear, experience, training, and knowledge, attempting to visit this location or recreating this video can result in serious injury or death.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Sit Down and Vibe with me.
Hello everyone and welcome back for another adventure. Today we are in Yosemite National Park. We're actually camping in Curry Village, which is right in Yosemite Valley. And we're actually going to be hitting a canyon, which is about 20 minutes down the road here, down El Portal. And then we make a slight right going up Big Oak Flat Road. And it's there's a few canyons to actually choose from, but we're going with the driest considering it's the wet season, and a lot of wet canyons have too much flow to run, like this one right here to the right in the shadow. You can see there, that is Cascade. And a little bit up the road is actually Wildcat Creek, which is normally dry, but we're deciding to run it because there should be some flow, very minimal considering that it's supposed to be a dry canyon. So it's pretty straightforward. We're just going to get dropped off at the top here at this big shoulder you can see on Big Oak Flat Road, and you can actually see some of the rappels right here on the satellite imaging, and it goes straight down to El Portal Road, which actually has a large shoulder considering there's a picnic area right here. So it's pretty straightforward, no approach and no exit, so it looks like it's just going to be a fun time here at Wild Creek Canyon. Let's go ahead and see what this canyon has to offer, guys.
Here we are. You can't beat that. Got the hot water in this pool and the cold river current. Just
Was definitely worth stopping here and getting a nice good soak in, but we got a long drive ahead, so let's go ahead and continue on our way.
All right, guys, so this is the shuttle. So we've got a 2-car system. We're leaving the truck down here, and then we're gonna have our buddy drive us back all the way to the top. That right there is the last rappel, and this is Wildcat Canyon. So we're gonna get back up to the top, get geared up, get going, drop in, and then we're gonna see what this canyon has for me and my buddy. It's just gonna be us two going. So the guy driving us to the top isn't gonna run the canyon, but he is a big help, because without him, we'd have to either walk back up or figure some other way to get ourselves back to the top. So let's go ahead and see what this canyon has in store. All right, guys, looks like we hit the water. It looks like we very could well be having the first rappel be somewhere up here. The beta basically says, you know, find the creek. It's gonna be a staircase-like flow, a little waterfall, and that'll lead you to the first rap. So we're just kind of going until it's an obvious first rappel. And looks like it's already sick views, but let's keep going. We were able to down climb this little section right here. I believe this is probably what they were talking about, like it being staircase like waterfalls until you get to the first rappel. So my guess is it's coming up, but we just down climbed, as you can see, very easy, but still also very beautiful. Let's get down to a better little view spot for you guys. Got views on views. Beautiful falls in the back. We got a double strand to this magnificent manzanita bush right here that looks plenty strong and alive and well for us to go down. The plan is just to go down just probably about 40 feet, 30 feet to this tree here. And then from here, we're gonna try and rappel down in the watercourse down that way. So that's the plan here. We're just making our way down. And yeah, let's do it. Here's that double strand, just so we can get to that bottom ledge. And you can actually see the truck there. It's that blue tarp right there. And you're just gonna have to go through the little pine. Nice. Yes, sir. Nice. So we did 2 short little rappels so far, just to get down to this little ridge right here. He's bagging up the little rope that we have, and we're thinking making an anchor right here on this tree. It kind of looks a little dead. If not that tree, we'll do it on this bundle that looks nice and alive. That way we can go straight down, and it looks extremely straightforward. You know, a little vertical, then it gets a little slabby, probably drops right there, but we're making our way down canyon. Gorgeous views the whole way. I recommend 10 out of 10. You can pick where you want to rappel. If you want to go wet, you can get in the watercourse. If you want to stay dry, pick an anchor that's not going in the watercourse. It's simple as that. But yeah, Yosemite doesn't get any better than this. Whew. He's getting a little schwitz. Yo!
Nice and fresh.
Nice and fresh. Got to be one with the rock if you're gonna rappel it. Try to keep to your right if you can. That's cool right there. Just stay right there. Just follow the rope. How's the rope feel? How's the rope feel? Goodbye. Goodbye.
Underneath it cross you?
Yeah. So he's currently on rappel right now. This one looks like you go into the flow just enough to where you're gonna get soaked and drenched. So we'll definitely have a fun little time getting spritzed on this.
The fucking perfect length.
Fucking A, bro. What a fucking rappel. So I just set up this new anchor with some new webbing. As you can see, this was out here for a long time, really sun damaged. That's supposed to be black, so you can see the other side of it. So we don't want to rappel on that stuff. We replace whatever we can, and that's looking good. Here we are in beautiful Yosemite. Yeah, the road should be straight down, follow the water. This way. There's the road. That is it. So no approach necessary. We drove up, we came down, and then the exit's right here and the truck is right over there. Thank you guys for joining me. That was Wildcat Creek Canyon. Just like that, little overnight temperature drop in the right elements went from a nice spring little weekend right back to that winter vibe.
Thank you guys for joining me for that awesome Yosemite adventure. I hope you guys enjoyed viewing it. I definitely had a blast making this video. Here's the view that I saw before we left the park officially, and I wanted to put it in here so you guys can see the famous view when you exit the tunnel in Yosemite National Park. Thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see you on the next one.